G'day everybody. I'm here at Hlidarendi in Iceland, up the Rangavalasíslu, which is the Ranga Valley, and I'm at the very top of Gunnar of Hlidarendi's land, and it was a heck of a walk, I tell you. There'll be a video coming out once I get back to Australia and you'll see what it's like, but I've just had the most insane time, and I've just got to the top of the hill where I believe the map says Gunnar of Hlidarendi's grave is, where his house is. And my friend Gudrun, who's been looking after me here in Iceland and taking me everywhere, she's an amazing person. She just dropped me off down here, but she said you won't find a burial mound up there, there's only rocks. So I didn't know what I was going to find, and I just kept on following up to a rock and then finding another big hill and having a bit of a breather and then coming up. So I've just got to the top here and I'll just show you what I've found. So there's this rock in the center, just there, and there's concentric circles of rocks, and it's all bare, and this is what Gudrun meant. She said there's no mound there, but what I found is far more exciting. I'm a trained artist. I've been an artist for 30 years. I've got a sort of a superpower of seeing, which artists develop. One of my superpowers is I can see patterns in places where anybody else would say there's no pattern there, but I look and I can see it. As soon as I walked up here, I saw this big rock in the center, that one, and I saw this concentric rings within rings within rings. And to say I got a thrill out of that is an understatement, because in Sweden, in ancient jewellery I've looked at in Sweden, when I went to these two royal hunting areas on top of these just really unusual plateaus that belong to the royal family of Sweden since the ancient days. They're called Asgard and Valhalla, and they're right beside the lake that the goddess Gefjon dragged out of Sweden and plonked into the Sound and made Zealand, where Copenhagen is now. And they're shaped like that. And when I looked at ancient Troy, where Snorri Sturluson says Asgard was, and I see that from the air, it's concentric rings like this with a ring in the center. And now I come here, and Gunnar, the great Viking hero, probably one of the very greatest ever, I don't know what this is, whether he's buried here or whether he was taken away. I've got a weird theory about that, which I'll tell you about eventually. Maybe it's not so weird, but I think this is a memorial, and it's a, what is it? It's something about Asgard. Asgard means the fortification of the gods, and I've come to the conclusion that there's not just one Asgard, not just one on the ground, one in the air, a new, as you know, in Anatolia, as Paul Anthony Wallace and I have been talking about. I think that might have been a major one, but I've come to believe that they were all over the place, because they're essentially home bases. You know, you could, for the Aesir, who are falsely called gods, Asgard sort of means the home base. So this could be home base in Iceland, who knows, but it's definitely something to do with Gunnar. And like I said, I'll talk about more of that later. There's some far out stuff about Gunnar.